Welcome guys, you made it. You're here at Slim Jim Jammer's channel. It's me, your boy out of Brooklyn, Jimmy. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you hit the like button, press the subscribe button, and hit the notifications bell so that you are told before the rest of the world when the newest Slim Jim Jammer video is going to drop. Not so bad, my guy. This week, we're on to official rant status. Yeah, that's right. I'm not too fond of the Avengers. All this Avengers movie, Endgame, all the hoopla, actors roped into terrible contracts, billions of dollars, toys, the whole nine yards. I think it might be because I'm a millennial, but the Avengers characters to me were all second rate. And anybody that's around my age knows. Everybody knows who's real. The realest of all of the superheroes in the same universe as the Avengers. We're talking about the X-Men. That's right. X-Men are real. The Avengers, it's just hard for me to connect with them. When I was a kid growing up, the X-Men was numero uno. Every kid loved the X-Men. And all the Avenger characters were around, but they were decidedly second rate. Anyone that was a fan of one of those other characters, in my opinion, you were probably like into comic books or something. Just didn't meet people that gave a shit about Hawkeye. I don't know. The X-Men had stories that you could connect with, stories that you could relate with. And the Avengers don't. I mean, I get that Iron Man is an alcoholic in the comic books, but he's not an alcoholic in the movies. He's just a rich guy that's trying to control people with invasive information. Thor is a god. I'm supposed to relate with a god. I know he gets fat, but the Hulk would be probably the most relatable of all the Avengers characters. He is considered to be a nuisance or dangerous by many of them, and he gets shunned. But he always ends up, they need him really badly, and they always end up bringing him back. And isn't he also rich? There's still a consensus that he's stronger than the vast majority of the characters, so as much as they aren't super nice to him, they still always end up depending upon him, which is great. I wish I had so much power and influence that people couldn't have me around, and then they called me at the last second when they needed me. With Captain America, I feel like they tried. There's a guy from Brooklyn, whom I should be very much relating to. Skinny guy they give steroids to. Sent on a mission to go kill Hitler. Finds out Hitler is a red-faced ghoul. Yada yada yada. Later on in history, he gets frozen and then thawed out. Now he becomes disillusioned with America because it's changed since the good old days. It's corrupt now, so he has to lose the A. And he's no longer Captain America. He's just the guy fighting with all the skills of Captain America. It's just a haircut guy. They tried. They're trying to be self-aware. Trying to sell us a lie. A lie! I still don't get how he comes back and he's just hanging out with an android and everything is just peachy. I just feel no connection between this android and this triple agent and all these different things. In X-Men, everyone had a unique story as to how being a mutant had screwed them over at some point. They would have some neat trick from their powers, usually. They could again use their powers, sometimes for good. They could hopefully try to deploy them in a way that was beneficial to society. But for the most part, they were hiding. Remember, it was much worse to be Beast than it was to be Cyclops, because Beast was blue and furry, and he just couldn't walk around the normal society. So he had to be hiding inside. I mean, it was a rough situation. Same thing with the Morlocks. The Morlocks hiding underground. And Cyclops going around wearing red sunglasses all the time. People hassling him about his red sunglasses. He's like, hey, relax, Jack. You should listen to a lot of Daft Punk. Wolverine's horrible tales of being made into a human weapon by the Canadian government. Just too good. Too good to pass up, my guy. The X-Men, nobody asked for it. The X-Men, again, is a very expansive universe. It's obviously not just one group of heroes. The Avengers being a group of heroes that is connected by really, like, again, I don't understand how a raccoon from space is hanging out with all these other characters. I don't know. But in X-Men, everybody was linked through one thing. Oppression. They were all oppressed. Being a mutant was pretty much not a good thing. And it's interesting that they could try to draw the distinction in the same universe, Marvel, where you got Spider-Man, and he's not bullied to the same degree that mutants are for some reason. He received his powers in adulthood through science, so they don't want to oppress him in the same manner as they do mutants. But when you're a mutant, the X-Men had to overcome their circumstance in order to become superheroes, but they are still the targets of quite a bit of racism. The writers of X-Men tried to make an analogy between being a mutant and the civil rights movement, likening the mutants to World War II and concentration camps. I get it that the main reason why, for all those years, the Marvel company did not decide to champion their product once they figured out after the Spider-Man movies that they were going to make their bacon making movies and not comic books and then merchandising those movies. But for whatever reason, they sold the rights to the movies to Fox, and then Fox was making X-Men movies, and they couldn't make X-Men movies if you don't know the story. Research and things. But now that the rights have been repurchased, and that everything is owned by Disney, now that the whole world is owned by Disney, and X-Men is back, they need to do things justice, make things right, and revert, go back. Bring back the X-Men. Do they not want to foster a sense of solidarity between oppressed peoples in the actual world? The Avengers are a bunch of people chosen mostly. Destiny has called to them. They answered the call to save the world. When an X-Men, you're just trying to get a bite to eat. Through all that, and through the danger and the hatred, you're like, maybe we save some folks along the way. I'm telling you, my guy. Do the right thing, Disney. Do the right thing. Go all in. Put all the chips into X-Men. Fox didn't necessarily ruin it, but they didn't take off. Give them a chance. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're bringing you a new video every single week with your boy Jimmy. That's me, out of Brooklyn. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. See you next week, dear my guy.